Holy moly. Ah, you guys are crazy. These guys are crazy. Does this thing lift up anymore? Man, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I grew up in church. I know how to work these things. Singing in church. How you guys doing? You guys doing great? Awesome.
What's it feel right now?
Oh man, I feel great, bro. I woke up this morning at 2:11, and which is unbelievable. I've been drinking water, feel mad, strong, hydrated. Just got back from Joe's famous Italian ice. That was great. Shout out to that guy. You guys owe me free ice cream. We had ice cream just now, and I'm excited. Not planning on working out today, just because that's just how I get down. But I am going to spend at least like 30 minutes just touching hands with some of these people that are here, signing some of their pictures and taking some pictures. So that's my spiel, and I'm here to answer you guys' questions. So what's going on?
Why don't you do a workout? Is it just you don't want to show anything for the cameras, kind of keep your secrets close?
I think that right now is a little bit of a mystique about what I got to offer, how I've progressed, and I want to keep it that way. Yeah, for sure.
Daniel said off at the face-off yesterday.
Yeah.
What was the thought process there?
Man, because I just feel good. Last time me and Daniel Cormier we faced off on stage, I just felt like he was so unsure about maybe his weight cut or his physique or whatever that he turned his back to the audience, and that just showed a little weakness in that at that moment. And so I just wanted to just keep it in his face. Like, I think being on top of your weight cut is it's just one more thing that works against Daniel, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't make weight last time. And I know when you cut weight, man, and especially with this new commission, like, he can't weigh anything more than 225 coming into the fight. So he has to find a way to completely rehydrate and get his food in and try to feel strong on the night of the fight. I just think not only is he going against somebody who's beaten him before, who trains at high altitude, who's younger than him, but on top of all that, my weight cut is like unbelievable. Like, and I feel like I'm going to be at full strength. And I hired a new nutritionist and working with a breathing coach and just doing all these things that I feel is going to help me to fly on the night of the fight. Where Daniel Cormier, I mean, a whole week ago, he's been looking all sucked out and drained. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to play dividends in the fight. So yeah, that's why I took off my shirt, because I'm super proud of where I'm at physically. Daniel was like, he said something like, Jon's messing with the formula with doing all that powerlifting. So now I got back to my lean self, my more endurance-based self, my more agility-based self. And I appreciate him giving me good advice to lay off the weightlifting.
Daniel said that Jimmy Manuel was still a contingency plan. As far as you know, if Daniel Cormier is not available, is that a fight you have to take?
Listen, you guys know how I get down. I do not take last-minute fights, no matter who says what.
Are you worried about Cormier making weight?
No, I'm not worried about him making weight. I feel like, what happens if you don't make weight? It's not a title fight, right?
It would be a title fight for you, probably.
But not for, is that how it works?
Yeah,
so I'll fight him. Even if he's 5 pounds over, 10 pounds over, I'll fight Daniel Cormier. I feel like I can beat Daniel Cormier. I've put in the work. I've trained so hard, and I feel like I can beat him whether he's overweight or not. What is it, like 20% of his purse will go to me? And I would gladly take that 20%. So I hope he's somewhere thinking about quitting on that weight cut.
Yesterday, Daniel said that he's seen more doubt in your eyes in the face-off.
That's crazy. I heard about that. Yeah, he said that with you, Ariel? Yeah. That he saw doubt in his eyes? That's crazy. Okay, so we were facing off yesterday, and I come up in his face, and he says absolutely nothing. Where normally he's always saying something to me. This time he said absolutely nothing, and he's just looking at me, and I look him down, I look up at him. Yeah, he said nothing. He had nothing to say. And then, so I didn't have my belt on me, which was a slip up on my side, but I should have had my belt on me. But I didn't want to take a whole bunch of pictures with me without the belt. He got the belt, so I said, I'm not even going to stand up here and take these pictures. So as I started to walk away, then he pretended like he was coming after me. What a coward-ass move, right? You get no points for following a man who can't see you. It's not like he chased me. He's like, and then Daniel did like this, like, stop, guy. Like, come on, you're making yourself look silly, and he just stops. It's hysterical. How do you see doubt in my eyes? You know, it's like I think Daniel tries to create realities that aren't true, I don't know.
You did look him in the eyes though, and usually
Oh,
you move it downwards. Why did you
Look them in the eyes.
decide this time
Well,
to actually do that?
quite a few fights now. I've been looking people dead in their eyes instead of looking away. When I was younger, I used to kind of look away. But a guy like Daniel, he has my full, undivided attention. You know, he says that he's in my head, and that's exactly where I want him to be, is in my head, because he is in my head. I think about him all the time, and that's what makes me do the things that I do.
It looked like you said something to him.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why this came out, but I'm just looking at him in the eyes, and I just felt like his presence was so weak, and he just felt so small to me. I've been training with so many heavyweights this camp, so he just felt so small to me, and I just looked down at him, and I was just going, "You little shit," and I don't know why. And then it was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Well, yeah, I called him a little shit. Sure, I could have came up with something a lot better than that, but that's all I had at the moment.
John, the first fight that was ever cross paths was at the Honda Center when he
Yeah.
was there to corner King Velasquez at
Yeah.
UFC 121. So this is kind of coming full circle. When you were offered this fight in this arena, did you think about that at all? Did you
No.
see symbolism out of that?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it. Ariel was saying the first time I met Daniel Cormier in that backstage situation where I told him I could out wrestle him or whatever, was at the Honda Center. He's asking did I think about the symbolism and it all coming full circle and ending here. And I said no, I really didn't think about it. But I mean, it's pretty cool that it all ends here. It started here and it's all going to end here. There will be no grudge match. There will be no trilogy. Like I say all the time, Daniel Cormier is not my rival. I have no issue with him. Me and Rashad Evans, we see each other and I shake his hand. Me and Chael Sonnen, we see each other and I shake his hand. Vitor Belfort, when I see these guys, I shake their hands. I have no problem with any of the guys that I've defeated in the past, and I'm sure I won't have any problem with Daniel after this weekend.
Do you have a problem with Gustafsson? Because it sort of seemed like he might.
No, I have no problem with Gustafsson. So the thing with Gustafsson is he came out of nowhere. It was like Jon Jones is a terrible person and he's a terrible human being and I don't respect him and all this stuff. Dude, I don't even know what Gustafsson, but last time I heard from Gustafsson, he was talking about quitting fighting altogether. And now he comes back out of nowhere making comments about me. If you guys realize, I don't really come out and attack any fighter unless they come out and say something sideways about me. Like Jimmy Malinois, whatever his name. I've said nothing negative about him thus far. You can't find any negative quotes about him. Why? Because he hasn't said anything negative about me yet. So I wait for people to attack me and then I go hard. You come at me, I'm going hard. I'm going to try to say the meanest shit I can think of to get under your skin. And that's just the guy I am. I'm a reactionary person when it comes to the conflict. For the most part, I would rather just focus on the martial arts and not even like have beef with people, you know what I'm saying? But when you draw it out of me, dude, I try to win, freaking and crush people before the fight even starts.
Maybe keeping an eye on the spot against Volkan in the back earlier on in the card?
To be dead honest with you, bro, sincerely, I haven't watched the Volkan guy fight yet. I have no clue. I hear he's from Russia and I hear he's tough, but I haven't seen not even a highlight video of him yet.
John, in the countdown clip, you said that he is your Frazier.
Who's that, Dan Cormier?
Yeah, and that's the first time you've ever acknowledged that anyone is your Frazier.
No,
But
I think.
Frazier won the first fight.
Yeah, but I think we talked about that with Rashad Evans too.
Yeah, you said he wasn't your Frazier.
Oh, I said that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I must have fucked up on history because Daniel Cormier is not beating me. He's not my Frazier. Daniel Cormier is whoever Muhammad Ali beat twice.
So, but Frazier and Ali in their 70s, they would see each other at autograph sessions, and they would like argue, and they got into a brawl one time. Like, do you think that's going to, like, you guys are going to be 70, 80 years old and always have an issue with each other?
No. See, right now, Daniel, I think somewhere inside of him, he still thinks. I think somewhere inside of himself, he's convinced himself that maybe all these excuses are real. You know, for a guy, like I said at the press conference, for a guy who wrestled at the highest level, and he won Strikeforce, and he's had big matches. You know, I've listened to him make so many excuses, and one of his excuses was, you know, I just had that big fight feel, and I wasn't ready for the butterflies that came with it, and I, it's like, what? The big fight feel, butterflies helps you lose the fight? Or he says things like, I was so angry at Jon that I couldn't fight him because I just wanted to street fight him. I just wanted to hurt him. I didn't go out there and compete, and this time I'm going to go out there and compete. It's like that's just the most bullshit excuse I've ever heard. You're not seasoned enough as an athlete. You're not champion enough mindset. You don't have the championship mindset enough to to check your emotions and just go out there and compete despite what I said, that goes to show me that you'll never be ready if you're dealing with mental issues like that. I'm too mad, so that's like me getting in a street fight and said I'm not used to street fighting, so I lost that one. What are you talking about? Too angry to win the fight? What type of excuse is that? Now I'll compete. Now what Jon Jones says doesn't get under my skin, so now I just compete. What type of dumbass excuse is that? Anyways.
What do you think Daniel Cormier's legacy is now, and what do you think it will be when his career is over?
Daniel's legacy? It's weird when it comes to me and Daniel, because it's like, at the end of the day, I see who he is. I think he's a fucking great guy. I really do. Freaking you guys are on the reporting business. You guys get to see him a lot more than I see him. He's funny. He has good friends and shit. Like, he's a fucking good dude. And so I want everything. I want the best for him. I really do. I wish he was just man enough to realize that he's fucking around with the wrong era. You know what I mean? He's just so happened to come into the sport. He's 39 years old and he's fucking with a guy who's in his prime. A guy who honestly believes that this is his era and does everything in his power to make sure that it's his era. And, if he could just swallow that and say, you know what, I'm the baddest motherfucker outside of Jon Jones, and I can go to sleep with that because I'm still a bad motherfucker. Instead of just embracing that, he just comes up with all these reasons why he lost. And then on top of that, he comes up with all this stuff that has nothing to do with the fight and try to keep people focused on my past. And it's just silly. But, man, I want the best for Daniel Cormier. I really got no problem with him. The fight's going to be over soon. And I already made a conscious effort that I'm not going to be classless out there like I was the first time. I want to shake the guy's hand and just tell him, hey, bro, you're the real deal, bro. You'll beat freaking 98 other guys in the division, 98% of the other guys in the division, but you're not beating me.
Jon, do you think this is the best fight in UFC history on paper? Because this could be the first time that number 1 versus number 2 pound for pound are fighting each other. Most people would have you as number 1. Most people have him as 2 or 3. Do you think that on paper this should be promoted as the greatest fight in UFC history?
I think it is one of the greatest fights in UFC history. As far as where the sport is today, mixed martial arts skill level is higher than it's ever been. You got guys who could have played in many other sports that are fighting in the UFC. Sometimes I go back and I watch some of our all-time greats, and you see their skill sets, and you're like, man, dude, one of the C-level fighters could beat the champion of that era. You know what I mean? And like right now, we got the science to what it takes to be a fucking high-level athlete in the sport down to a T, and it's safe to say the sports is higher than it's ever going to be. And for me and Daniel to do what we both have done, it's safe to say that this is probably the highest level of mixed martial arts that you're going to get, for sure. It's safe to say that it's one of the greatest fights ever.
Promoting it as such, no?
Man, but I don't really care how they promote it. For me, I'm trying to get my belt back. I'm trying to get my belt back. That's all I truly care about.
How is the second title reign going to be different than your first?
How the first? One more. That's a good question. How is the second fight going to be better or different than the first? It's going to be way more dominant. I expect more out of myself. And the first time I had some questions about who's the guy, who's going to win this. You got 2 undefeated fighters. Who's always going to go? Now I already know what I can do. I have a great blueprint. I've been studying extensively, and the goal here is to finish the fight. I want to be the first person who makes DC quit inside that octagon, and I believe with all my heart that it's going to happen. God bless you guys. You guys be good. Hey, guys, I'm going to stick around for at least half an hour. I'm going to try to sign as many autographs as I can, so have a good time.